Back in Miami, coming up 16 laps to go, getting set for another restart after a wild incident on the backside. Boris said, Justin Bell, Randy Ruhlman, and Stu Hainer are the top four. Fifth belongs to Butch Leitzinger, who was able to stop without making contact in that incident that took out Mike Lewis and Paul Gentilozzi, among others. And we're back underway, down into one.
And I think two people to watch right here. One is Stu Hainer right in the back of Randy Ruhlman's car. We saw early in the race, Stu had a very strong race car. Let's see if he can do anything to get around Randy at this point. Randy is there through good... Oh, there goes Stu, right up the inside of him, that quickly.
Hainer with a great move to get by Ruhlman in the Preform Line Products car. Leitzinger now is stuck behind the 49. So Hainer to third spot. Remember, he led 23 laps before having to stop for fuel under an earlier caution.
Now, Boris said the only break away from the Corvette plan here because the Panos is leading, but Justin, Randy, Stu Hainer, Butch Leitzinger all driving Corvettes following.
Leaders around the fountain on the backside, the Bayside portion of the circuit here in Miami. Boris said your leader in the purple car. There's the car of Ruhlman, the yellow Tommy Bahama car next in line. Butch Leitzinger steering the 88 into fifth, with Justin Bell in second.
Something I would, sorry Rick, I was just going to say something that's impressed me so much all day long is Boris's ability to get back on the throttle so fast. He's just very, very good when the green comes out.
A few years ago, Bill, when you and I were watching Boris in his first really strong foray into Trans Am when he was driving for Jack Roush, he'd win some races, but he wrecked the car quite often. It's very smooth.
He sold a lot of pieces, that's for sure.
Stu Hainer in the 02, meantime, worrying Justin Bell for second spot. Really pressing it now. This is the toughest part of the track. Very narrow and very slick because of the sealer.
Okay, see, look at that, Stu. Very almost in one long slide all the way around that polished surface. Amazing. Stu again, big power slide coming off that corner. This is so difficult. You're trying to get the power down as early as possible. You want to try and get as much maximum acceleration going forward, not going sideways. But the car just tries to step out on you every time you touch the throttle.
Turn 11 and 12, backstretch portion of the circuit here in Miami. On board with race leader Boris said. Light blue and orange 40 car from Victor Hodges Chevy team. That's Justin Bell back in the saddle. Missed 3 races earlier this year due to a brief lack of funding. They have secured funding now for the rest of the season. You see Justin back, and he's done a marvelous job today in the 40. But he may be holding up Stu Hainer, who may have the only realistic shot of tracking down the points leader, Boris said. 13 to go. Here comes Hainer to the inside of Bell for second. He's got him. Stu Hainer to second in the 02.
Wonderful job right there. Stu Hainer, you saw the car, absolute straight line braking that was totally under control. I think he may have the car to challenge Boris.
Hainer should have won a couple of times probably earlier this year, was leading in Lime Rock with less than 5 to go. He ran a no fuel stop strategy there, and it paid off big. And then the motor let go. Today, though, the Revolution Chevrolet with Trenton Forging on the side, very strong. Still working, though, on Gentilozzi's 3 car as the laps wind down. We'll be back. Back in Miami on speed for the lead. Stu Hainer in the white Chevrolet gets inside Boris said as they come off turn 16 onto the front stretch, and Hainer is back out in front.
Unbelievable move. Stu Hainer passed Boris exactly where Boris has been surprising people all day long, and I thought Boris would probably know that, would block it. He didn't. I don't think that he thought Stu could go that deep under braking.
12 laps to go, and Hainer with 1 career Trans Am win several seasons ago in Road America. Boris said with 5 of them this year and the points lead, he was powerless to hold Hainer off in turn 16. Here's another look.
Well, now here's Boris's favorite spot. Look at this. Boris goes over to take a good late apex, and suddenly Stu Hainer's Corvette slides up the inside and a clean pass.
Great move by the veteran from Yorba Linda, California.
Yeah, the crew is going wild. There's Don Sack there. It's going, yes.
So Hainer now opens up an 8-car length lead on the backstretch. Calvin Fish.
Well, there's a lot more to this story. Boris said's crew went down to Stu Hainer. They said, if you catch us, we're going to let you through. And I tell you, when that team got on the radio to Stu Hainer, it's like saying, if you buy a lottery ticket, Stu, we'll give you $1 million. And he went for it.
Well, like a dog who hasn't eaten in a long time, he saw a sirloin steak on the highway and went after it and got it.
That's a smart move, if indeed it is true with the crew. If they're telling you the truth, I think it's very smart on Boris. Don't risk the championship. Settle for second, settle for third, whatever. Keep the points building up because your competitors are falling behind.
And we know from the top of the broadcast, this is not what Boris said is all about. He told us, I want to win races. The championship is for my team.
And I like that too. I mean, I like a football team that doesn't just sit on a little bit of a lead. You go for it. You have the killer instinct. I think it's so important with a driver that you really want to prove your point. And you're there to win races. You don't go to a race to come second. That's not satisfying.
So Stu Hainer is back out in front of the O2. A great drive for the veteran. Started 5th. Got to the lead because he was the last leader to stop. We thought it was very risky strategy. If you've watched Trans Am competition these last couple of years, you know that generally when you stop late in the race, it doesn't pay at all. Hainer has made it pay here so far.
He has looked very impressive. Currently, he has the fastest lap time in the race. In fact, his quick lap in the race right now is almost 7/10 of a second faster than Boris said. So he really has had that car working very well. And right now, he is pulling away from Boris by over a second a lap. Impressive performance.
Down the front straightaway, riding with Boris. In car number 33, the series point leader, started on the pole, led the first couple of dozen laps here today. He's now 2.4 seconds behind Hainer.
Yeah, the next thing is that he is only a little over a second in front of Justin Bell. So Justin is right there ready to pounce, and then Randy Ruhlman is a little further back.
10 laps to go. 10 to go as they took their last pass by the start-finish line. There's Bell in the 40, running third. Ruhlman is fourth. Leitzinger fifth. Tony Ave is sixth in the other payloads. Johnny Miller, who lost a lap and then got caught in that big scramble on the backside that took out Gentilozzi and Mike Lewis. He just escaped. I'm sure there are some scuff marks on the 64. But Lewis, after having stopped earlier with a belt, a drive belt off that car, he's back to 7th, a lap down. John Levy, in his return to competition after nearly 2 years away, he's 8th. Simon Gregg is 10th behind Mike Davis, Boris' team owner, who runs 9th, and Tommy Dreese, who spun a couple of times, he's 11th. So very interesting the way the field stacks up here in the last few laps at Miami. Bell in the 40 up onto the front stretch.
Still coming out there. He is still being shown 1.3 seconds behind Boris. So that gap is staying pretty consistent. It's Boris and Justin are both running almost the same lap times. A 1:13.7, quite a bit slower than qualifying.
Boris is second there in the purple Panos. Corvette, the 40 car of Justin Bell is third. Now, we've talked a lot about the Drivers' Championship battle with Boris trying to hold off Butch Leitzinger, Paul Gentilozzi in these last couple of races, win his first ever Trans Am Championship, and join luminaries like Tommy Kendall and Mark Donohue and Paul Gentilozzi as series driving champions. But the manufacturers' point standings are nearly as important. All the manufacturers involved in the series certainly want the bragging rights of being the champions. Panos by just 4 over Chevrolet. Being told that if Chevrolet does finish first and third here today, they can close that gap significantly on Panos with just 2 races remaining in 2002. So that's a battle that I'm sure will go down to the season finale at Virginia International at the end of October. Coming close to the checkered flag, Stu Hainer could be in line for his second career win. We'll find out when we come back.